I found this cute file on Etsy and knew I had to try it. So I downloaded the file and cut it out on my laser. I did save you guys from watching that, but it is pretty quick. Here I'm just painting two of the hanger pieces white. I try to line them up so that I can paint all of my same colors at the same time to prevent me from having to go back and forth using my brush and washing it so many times. I do like to use makeup brushes instead of paint brushes. Again, here I'm just painting everything white. And even though the daisy does have yellow, I still like to paint the white just to give that yellow a little bit of a pop. I try to start with the bigger pieces so that when they dry, I can go back and add a second coat. You don't always need a second coat, and you don't have to paint the same colors that I do. But I just, again, wanted to keep with the classic look of this and the color simple. This is an item that I cannot keep in my booth. So here I'm going back over because the white isn't as vibrant as I like. I do like to just kind of do a dry brush, and I don't paint the entire background white. I like to have some of that light wood coming through. I've done this several times, and this is my favorite process. Here I'm going in with the black. I like to paint all of the little parts that have to have layers first. So this little bee, later it's going to have some of the white pieces and yellow pieces added. And again, I've kept this in my booth. They usually don't last a week. So I'm still practicing my filming, so bear with me. This will be the first that I've done a voiceover. Here I missed a couple of the white items, so I'm going back through, making sure I get those painted. I like the darker color of the yellow on some of the pieces, so this is the little back of the bee, painting those a yellow. And just use whatever colors you have. And again, you don't have to use the same colors that I do, but I'm trying to keep it to a minimum of 3 or 4 colors. Once everything dries, I try to go back and see if I need anything else, any kind of extra, white in some places. And then it's also very easy, if you make any mistakes, you can go back and touch them up once the item is dried. And here I'm just lining up. You do see some of that yellow pop through under the second layer, so I wanted to make sure that I had that covered. The great thing about this design is you can layer them. You don't have to use one of the huge rounds that you pick up from other stores. You actually can just cut this out, paint it, and apply it. So that's what this is. This backer actually, as you see, is 6 pieces. So I'm going in with both glue and hot glue. I think that's the Tite Bond Quick and Fix. I use a lot of glue. Sometimes I do use too much. Now here I didn't leave the edge of the flower hanging off of the door hanger like I normally do, so I had to kind of bunch these all together. It's a little more crowded than what they normally are. Excuse me, but it still comes out very cute. And as you see, once your items are painted, excuse me, once your items are painted, you just go back in and you glue all of the pieces in place. And you can feel free to shuffle it around if you want those items to be on the right instead of the left, you know, the high and the B. Feel free to do that. You can even reverse this and paste it the opposite way. Now here I'm going through, making sure that I have all of my items glued on and held into place. And once that's complete, I'll go through any touch-ups that I need to do, and then I'll also do some outlines. So again, this was not my design. It is listed on Etsy, and this is one of the example pictures. But it is so cute. I'm just taking the edge of my, I think it's like a squeegee pencil. Just taking the back of that, dipping it in my paint, and making little dots. Here I'm adding the little outlines. I go back in with some white highlights. I apologize, I am trying to do this voiceover and you may hear some background noise. A car is driving by. So now that you see this, let me know what you would change. Thanks for watching.